What's up there, fellow viewers? Well, I think a lot of you know by now that I seem to have a lot more enjoyment, satisfaction, you name it, when I'm out there ski touring during the spring and summer months versus skiing at those crowded resorts during the winter months. And so what this means is it is definitely a struggle living with depression, anxiety, and then coupling it with loneliness. And I feel like I need to make some changes to my routine and to maybe one day lose this loner status I seem to have. And I realize this day and age, trying to make friends through social media is pretty difficult. 5-10 years ago, it was pretty easy. But now it seems like these days, I really feel like the best way to truly meet new people is you just gotta do it organically. Meaning you just gotta get out there and do things. So I've gotta get out there and do some things, some new things. And obviously, trying to rekindle potential friendships or make new friends while skiing at the resorts over the winter months has not panned out. It may have worked during my teens and 20s, but it seems like it's a whole different ball game in my 40s. And with that being said, if I feel like I'm going to want to get a good grasp on being able to better cope with depression, anxiety, and putting this social isolation to the curb, I'm going to have to kind of resort to maybe putting my ski goals on the back burner. I'm not going to give up on them. I'm still going to train for ski racing, but it's not going to necessarily be my top priority. I feel like right now I'm going to kind of switch my priorities more to obstacle course racing and another event that's called Go Ruck. It's where you pretty much wearing a rucksack anywhere between like 20 to 40 pounds. And you do a bunch of different exercises, marches, and you do like a lot of different exercise routines as like team building events. And I think that's going to definitely be good for me to kind of help interact with other people. I just got to be more consistent in doing these obstacle course races, maybe through volunteering, of course racing more often, because obviously doing 2 races a year is not going to be enough to suffice to really kind of get my presence known, interact with people, establish a social network. And so what this means is I'm still going to ski a little bit during the winter months, but I'm not going to ski long days. If anything, I'll probably ski an hour, hour and a half, get a few good runs in, get a few runs down through the terrain parks, just kind of work on some areas, being compact in the air, confidence, you know, being in a tight tuck. Some fast speed runs, and maybe if it's a good powder day, a few powder runs. And then after that, I'm going to really be focusing on dryland training, really honing in on increasing my strength and power. Because as I say, I'm not giving up on my dream of ski racing, but I feel like right now I want to really focus on establishing some social networks, making some new friends, and hopefully one day start dating. But the other thing is, even when it comes to making friends, I want to make sure that I'm not coming across as desperate. And I definitely know that's a huge red flag when it comes to dating. If you come across as too desperate, it's a big red flag, and I feel like the same thing applies to making friends in general. So that's the other thing. I've got to kind of learn to be comfortable in my own company. And I can find that a big struggle skiing at crowded ski resorts or going to really crowded gyms. And so it seems like it's counterintuitive when I'm doing my ski touring out there by myself. But I figure I'll save the social interaction, so when I'm doing the obstacle course racing, I'm probably thinking of joining a CrossFit gym. I hear oftentimes that can be like joining a family, becoming like part of a tribe. So I feel like that's going to be my best avenue for making some new friends. Just kind of throwing things around a little bit, doing more of my dryland training fall and winter months, and then kind of shifting gears and go from a high-speed, adventurous skiing in the spring and summer months while I increase my endurance, which is going to help me immensely for obstacle course racing, doing some Go Ruck events as well, hopefully, and also some other events that I'd like to do, but I'll talk about more of those later once I get myself some steady employment, because those are quite a bit more pricey, so I'll wait to talk about those later on. But for now, I definitely want to get a handle on this depression, anxiety, social isolation, because I've had an incident really recently, and I don't want to talk about it now because it's kind of hard for me to talk about it right now. But as time goes on, I'll kind of fill you in on you guys. But that's kind of what's going on right now. As you see, I'm kind of in an empty spin cycling class to make this blogging video, but this is another thing I'm going to be doing. Is probably doing some spin classes, and hopefully maybe I can be instructing some spin classes. I think that will also be good. And by the way, I'm going to be working as a seasonal cashier at Target, so that's going to help me hone in on my social skills a little bit, because I realize that I don't have the greatest social skills, and I've been talking to my therapist about that, and him and I agree that having depression and anxiety can definitely affect my speech patterns, my tone of voice, how I project myself, and it just takes practice, because obviously since around my mid-30s I've become a lot more socially isolated due to my depression and anxiety, which also pretty much started around my mid-30s. And so becoming more social isolated, you kind of lose those social skills, you start becoming more awkward. And so that's where I'm at right now. So still going to be skiing, just not as much during the winter months. I'm not giving up on my ski racing, but right now my first priority is trying to make some new friends, obstacle course racing, and trying to improve on my career, find some more steady employment. So that's all for now, guys. Just want to kind of fill you in, give you guys kind of a good update on what's going on, and I'll be back with some exercise videos, adventures, and some more blogs. Thank you all for watching. Peace out.